Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Airwingmarine here, of course, and we have got a very important Arc Raiders update for you. Some new stuff with the patch that happened this morning. Of course, like I said, the devs dropped a patch earlier, and it had, let's just say, a little bit of a rocky start this morning, but things got smoothed out. They've addressed some key bugs, some community events, and yes, they even nerfed something, and the community is definitely talking about it. We're going to cover all of it. The matriarch bug that's now fixed, the tunnel project adjustments, the big one, the secure locker nerf, and what's still broken. We'll cut right through the noise and get you guys up to speed, so let's not waste any more time. All right, so first up, if you were playing bright and early this morning when the patch first went live, you probably noticed things were weird, specifically with the matriarch. There was a pretty significant bug causing it simply to not spawn in at all, even though the map conditions said it was there. Now, Embark eventually corrected this, and the maps have been pretty chaotic since with this monster on the map. Now, we were able to kill her, but looting it was hopeless each time we did. That's in squads, as pretty much everyone is more interested in killing each other than anything else. It was actually a pain in the ass to kill it. We had like 4 players try to kill us while we were killing the matriarch, though we got it done. And that's pretty much been the story. Squad matches with duos or trio is a battle to kill and loot the matriarch. It's just a war. There's nothing, you're not just fighting the matriarch, you're fighting every other player on the map. Nobody wants to seem to work together, which is sad. I think it might change a little bit as time goes on, but maybe not. Solos, you'll have a ton more luck. People are definitely grouping up way more to take it down together, though looting is a bit chaotic. Trying to scramble and get one of the cores is pretty tough because there's usually, 10, 15 people fighting over it. But that's that. The matriarch's working. No worries there. But let's get to the topic that's blowing up my feed, the Discord, Twitter, everywhere. And that's the secure locker nerf. People are losing their minds over this. I'm seeing some people call the skill dead, useless, a waste of points, a dead end on the skill tree. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys here. I think the community outcry on this is way overblown. Yes, they adjusted the loot tables. They nerfed them. You are not going to be getting freaking god tier loot every time you open one of these things at night. But let's be real with ourselves here for a second and reasonable. That was probably a little overtuned to begin with, right? Wasn't it? It was a guaranteed jackpot. You saw streamers sharing tons of clips and bragging about it and just engagement farming because of how good it was. I have spent the last 3 hours tonight specifically farming nothing but these. Non-stop running loot routes on multiple maps to check them in various conditions, night, day, in the high loot areas, behind locked doors, all of it. And you know what? The loot is still 100% worth it. It is still worth the skill point investment, 100%. What they did was change it from being a broken loot source to a good loot source. Even during the daytime, I'm consistently pulling high value crafting components, good utility things and stuff like that. I've even got a few decent guns during the daytime. Once you go to nighttime, you're always getting at least a green gun, but usually a blue one still getting renegades and vendors. The thing it's just not now is a guaranteed legendary. Pretty much every time you opened it in some of these areas, though we're still seeing those. We're still seeing legendary items in when you go to loot somewhere like the departure building at night, where it's behind a breach door, which is higher value loot, or if you're up in the launch tower, or if you're in the dam tower, where these lockers are in hard to reach areas or locked rooms. The value in there is higher, and it's supposed to be. And you can clearly see that, the difference between the lockers that are just open and the ones that are not. So my personal take on this is my advice: don't listen to all the rage. If you have the skill, obviously keep using it. You don't have any choice. If you were thinking about getting it, it's still a valuable skill. Don't let the community salt change your mind. It's still very much worth it. Like I said, if you want to get the most out of it, conditions matter too. Lockers at night or doing electromagnetic storms are better than the daytime. If it's in a red loot area on the map, it's better. If it's behind a breach door or a locked door, that's the best way you can find it. You loot those at night, you're probably going to get a pink gun out of it pretty frequently. Now, they did say they're going to look into a system for respecking, which regardless of this, that was needed. There needs to be some way to respec, even if it's expensive, even if it's time gated. I don't care. People need to have a way to undo mistakes because they change their mind or they don't like what they did. This whole locking down the skill tree till you do a prestige or the project expedition, I don't think is a good choice. And it looks like they're listening, and we're going to get a way to reset our skills, which is great across the board. Speaking of that, I want to know what you guys think. Have you been looting the new lockers? Do you agree with me that it's overblown, or do you think I'm crazy and the nerf was too far? get in the comments and let's talk about it. And while you're down there, if you're getting value out of this update, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. It's free, helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and that's just lets them know you want to see more of this content as well. It's super important for these Arc Raider videos. YouTube sees my channel as a Tarkov channel, so it doesn't know who to share the Arc Raiders content with. And by you guys doing that, it helps the algorithm figure out who to do that for. All right, with that out of the way, next up, a really good change for the whole community, especially for the more casual players or folks who just can't be grinding 24/7. You know, they've got jobs and families, and you know, they might get on, you know, for an hour a night or just for one round even. They've adjusted the resource requirements for the tunnel project. They were very open about this. They didn't do it sneakily. They said this was done to make sure that everyone could take part in the event and the progression, not just the hardcore grinders who can play all day or are up early in the morning, or just, you know, people on one side of the planet that are up earlier than everyone else. And this happened like 45 minutes, maybe an hour after the patch went live. The community was blasting through it so fast, it was going to be done before some folks in North America even woke up. And they wanted people to have a chance to take part and get their merits. So they made an adjustment. And I think this is a great move. Community-wide events like this, they should be inclusive. It keeps the player base healthy, it keeps people engaged, and it stops it from, you know, feeling like a second job. It's not a massive game-changing thing they did here. It's just a smart, community-focused one. And for me, I say good on them for that. The good news also with this, though, is based on the progress. It'll probably be done before I even wake up in the morning. So we'll be getting our first looks at Stella Montes tomorrow, at least I hope. There is some kind of phase 2 with this, but hopefully that's just getting the doors open and getting right in, and we don't have this drug out for a couple of days. Now, on to something that isn't fixed yet, but I'm glad they at least acknowledged it, and that's the door exploits. Yes, those exploits, most of you guys know what I'm talking about, the ones where people are glitching through doors on basically locked doors and clipping through the geometry to get inside, loot the rooms, and let themselves out. We've all seen it. We know it needs to get fixed. Anybody defending it is I'm not even going to get into it. The devs have confirmed on Discord that they're still actively working on the permanent fix for this. And it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating for me to watch people when you're on a raid. You'll see 5 guys together, group up and on solos and go bust open all the locked doors with no keys. Just bugging their way in. But all we can do right now is report it when we see it, try to make sure the devs understand what's going on, and just be patient. These kinds of physics and geometry things can be tricky to pin down and fix without breaking other things in the game. So I guess it's just on the way based on what we've been told. It's high priority for them, just not here yet. And finally, let's talk achievements for all you completionists out there, which I'm one of you. I'm trying to get all of them. The patch did fix several achievements that were bugged. I've heard reports from a couple of people getting some of their achievements they haven't been able to get done and working properly. So if you have some that were stuck, just try and get them done. Some of the more difficult ones are still bugged. For example, the one where you gotta throw the lure grenade on a arc and get another arc to damage it. Doesn't matter what we do, I cannot get that one to finish. It's not just, okay, drones or, you know, bastions or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. I cannot get that damn thing to finish. I've burned through so many lure grenades. I pick up speakers like I pick up, you know, medium weapon components right now just so I can keep making lure grenades. So hopefully I get that fixed and we can get some of these other achievements done. So good progress. They're clearly working on it. They're just not all the way there yet. So if you're achievement hunter like me, just be patient on that one. It'll get there. So to wrap it all up, the matriarch is fixed. So go punt that if you want to. The secure locker nerf is way overblown in my opinion. The loot is still absolutely worth the skill. The tunnel project is more accessible for everybody. Everybody's gonna get a chance to get their merits as long as they played today, I guess. And they're still squashing those annoying bugs like the door exploit, as well as some of the achievements. So overall, a pretty standard cleanup to the patch day. See this in a lot of games. Patch comes out and there's, you know, a day or two of them cleaning up little messes. So some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's noisy, if you will. But progress is progress, and I'm glad to see them communicating the way they do. It's just great and refreshing to have, especially coming from Tarkov and what we have with how those game devs work. They're patching things quickly and just getting it done. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope this video helped you out through all the noise and everything else, so you know what's going on and you're not confused. If it did, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and like the video. Make sure you ring the bell as well, because then you know when these updates hit and it's not showing you like 2 days later, which sometimes happens, because we're going to be covering everything Arc Raiders here along with Tarkov. Don't forget, if you have a friend, share the video with them. It helps out me a ton. And it helps people keep people straight and everybody's on the same page. It's one of the best ways to help the channel out, as the algorithm just loves shared videos for some reason. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. You can catch me live on Twitch and YouTube, here on YouTube on live, most weekdays. Also, you can follow me over on X or Twitter, Airwingmarine1 for updates, and just more daily, more raw version of me, if you will, less scripted. All those links are down in the description, so check them out. Good luck on your raids topside. I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you in Speranza.